Is Emery, and we are at the farm here, and it has finally happened. Kidding season is here. So we are within the range of due dates, so we could walk into the barn and have perfectly healthy babies on the ground. I certainly hope we don't, because that would be stressful. But it is a possibility. Goats we were kind of watching going into the weekend would be goats like Xandra D, other girls like Theology were acting a little bit weird. Vignette was tucking herself into the corner. So we've had some girls who've been given signs, but we'll see if we actually have any kids yet. Today is technically the second day that we could have had kids. Yesterday was the first day that we could have. But I was not expecting any kids yet. So we're looking around. Here's Xandra. She's one of the girls that we've been watching. Zetra, of course, is one of our larger does. She's dropped already. Vignette is still tucked in the corner. Not incredibly surprising there. A lot of what I'm looking for right now is just chewing cud. Who's uncomfortable, who's not. Slender over here, she's fine. Victoria, also fine. We're not going to see problems from them. Villette is fine as well here. Madrigal. Farley. All these girls are fine. I'm looking over here at Vignette in the corner, stretching out her neck, scratching. She's not seeming incredibly comfortable, but you'll notice her ears, she is very relaxed. So she's certainly not in pain yet. So I'm not going to be worried about her, being in delivery. But she also, like those ears, I can tell the difference between relaxed, but a lot of times that may look like exhausted, right? When they get exhausted, their ears tend to droop like that as well. When they sleep, their ears tend to droop like that. So those are just like things to see. Xandra's here. She's got her ears in this position that's kind of just saying she's clearly uncomfortable. She's very clearly uncomfortable. And just kind of trying to forget it all. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting from her. Zetra's over here looking annoyed as all get out. She's done with this pregnancy. She doesn't want to be here anymore. But not much to be done about it, Zetra. Sorry, girl. So that's kind of the girls over in this pen. Not worried about any of them delivering today. Here, I forgot to mention Plaza. She's bagged up. That was a bigger deal. All right, over here, here's Tea Time coming to say hi. There's Theology, looking quite uncomfortable. Okay, here we go. We got some cud going now. So that's not worried about her right now. Oh, got a little bit of goo from Heartland. I'm not sure if you can see it hanging there. This is not I'm giving birth right now goo. In fact, this is not I'm giving birth in the next 24 hours goo. This is what we call a plug. And what that means is, so the cervix is clamped down very tight as it needs to be, so that it can keep bacteria out and can hold the baby in. And as the oxytocin, as her body starts to produce oxytocin, it will begin to soften the cervix and begin to prepare the cervix for effacing and dilation. And that plug signifies that she has started some of that process. So she's producing the hormones that are required for birth, and they are starting to impact down there. Now, that does not have to be a, hour-long project. That doesn't have to be a 24-hour-long project. That can be days, days in advance. So I wouldn't put too much stock in the plug, but it is something to recognize that Heartland did pass a plug, so her hormones are beginning to work. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. She is not bagged up at all, so we will definitely be watching her, but she's over here in the light a little bit better so you can see. But there's definitely some goo going on, so that's fun. She hasn't particularly dropped either yet, which I prefer because it means that I should get another note. You'll see she's chewing her cud. I should get another hint of when she's actually getting close. Once we actually see her fully drop. So we'll see her drop. That's a hint that we'll get. We'll see her fill up. Those should probably happen, I would expect, since we're seeing signs that her hormones have already started. I would expect those to be more telltale signs for her that she's actually getting close, as opposed to Plaza, who is fully bagged up, but does not appear to have her hormones working in her body yet to efface and dilate the cervix. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at there. Good morning, Kim. How are you doing today? Staying warm? It's, I didn't actually look at the temperature today, but I'm not dying. So that's nice. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, that's very nice. So here's Faya. Not particularly worried about her this morning. She's looking quite fine. She's even seems to be in a decent mood this morning, which is nice. Flowers here. Hi, Faya. Nice would be. So the other thing that you'll see is that both Plaza and Heartland are both eating. So that's I brought the keys with me. So that's a good sign that we're not going to deliver here shortly. It's the ones who aren't eating that you need to watch out for. Just got taken out from behind. Kim says, I'm doing good. I'm watching you while I'm at work. Nice. I'm clearly at work. So, yeah. Well, good for you. And she says, I'm excited to see baby goats. Yes, same. I'm excited to just get it started. Really, theology? You're going to be like that? Just trying to take me out from behind, like I said. All right, so we've got slept in here. I looked over here at these girls. We're looking fine over here. I'll hop in and actually check them out today. But I'm not expecting to see anything from our first fresheners yet. But yeah, we are looking pretty good on this end. None of these girls are particularly striking me as imminent, although theology is certainly acting weird. She's also bagging up as well, so it wouldn't surprise me if she's one that just all of a sudden decides to go. I should check her ligaments. That's the other thing I'll do with Heartland. Okay, never mind. She's not even close. So I've talked a little bit about ligaments. I'll tell you about them again. So as we begin to dilate and efface and everything back here starts to relax and open up, and prepare for the baby to come through the pelvis, our ligaments need to relax. So normally our ligaments are very tight and controlled and holding everything in place so that things don't move about in a way that they're not supposed to. For delivery, everything has to change. Everything has to change. And so we will begin to relax these ligaments that connect the tailbone to the hip bones and to the pelvis. And so those ligaments will begin to relax. And you can actually put pressure here, and you can fit your hands in between the tailbone, like around the tailbone, and kind of push those ligaments in. So like tea time here, she's much more open actually. Now, that's mostly because of her age. She has delivered like, I don't know, 6, 7 times. So these ligaments, they're not going to be as strong as they once were. They don't really pull back to the full strength of a young doe like Heartland, who will tend to tighten up very tight back to where she used to be. Whereas tea times, they're just going to be a little bit more relaxed all the time now. It's just kind of how that works. So Freya's ligaments are pretty loose. Theology's, if you try and come over here and you'll see, there is no loosening of the ligaments at all. We have no open ligaments. She is tightly clamped. So we're going to be not having kids from theology anytime soon. So let's come over, we'll check Vignet's. Vignet's looking like she's maybe starting to bag up. Maybe. A little bit. Doing her business. I'll let her finish that. Hi, sweetie. Hi. And her ligaments are not particularly open. They're still pretty tight. There we go. So Zetra's down and chewing cud. That's always encouraging. Now, chewing cud is very much just like an imminent thing because goats have to chew their cud. They don't have a choice. If they don't chew their cud, then they can't digest their food, and then they starve. So it's not something like seeing them chewing their cud just means that they're probably not in labor right now. That's really all it means. It doesn't mean that they're not going to go in a half hour. It doesn't mean that it's just okay. Currently, right now, you're not in birth. Xandras are still pretty tight as well. So we've still got pretty tight ligaments all around, but we are definitely getting closer. I'll be keeping an eye on Heartland, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah. We're not looking like we're going to have any births today, in my opinion. But obviously, that could change, and I will keep you guys posted if it does. All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you all in the next video.